Hey gang, this is Kelly at sothatgod.com, and I am sitting here trying to pound out a blog that has been sitting in the hopper for several months now. It all started a few months back when I really felt like the Lord was calling me to a place of revival, and at first I wasn't sure why. I felt like my walk with the Lord was strong and I was headed in a good direction. But I felt like he was saying, go deeper. And then over the holiday season, I was visiting a church when I was out in California, and a young man stood up in the middle of the service, and he shared a statement: either God is everything or God is nothing. And he sort of threw it out there like a challenge. And I have to admit, that has just rolled around in my head for months now. And I've been trying to write this blog, and it started out as a blog about choosing who I was going to serve, myself, this world, or God. And I needed to answer the question: either God is everything or God is nothing. There is no between. Either he is who he says he is, or he's not. Either he is who he says he is, and I have a reason to have faith and something to believe in, a reason to strive for righteousness in my life and revival, or he isn't. And in that case, then what's the purpose? There's no reason to try and walk with the Lord if I'm not going to believe that he is everything. And then fast forward, as I grapple with this question, we find ourselves in a situation where social distancing is now a phrase, and there's no toilet paper. It's still beyond me. Why toilet paper? We wonder what tomorrow is going to bring. Our kids are all home from school. And as I was praying about it and thinking about where our country, our world is at, that phrase popped up in my head. Either God is everything or he's nothing. And what you choose to believe about that phrase can change your whole perspective on today, can change your perspective on coronavirus and whether or not you should be afraid. It changes your perspective on your finances and how you should spend your money. It changes your perspective on how you're going to spend your time, what you're going to watch, who you're going to spend your time with. I've been reading in 1 Samuel with the boys in chapter 23. And in chapter 23, David is wandering in the hill country, trying to stay out of the clutches of Saul. And he could have been fearful, he could have worried, but instead he inquired of the Lord, what do you want me to do? He wasn't afraid, he wasn't worried. He continued in boldness and in courage because he knew who his God was. If you look all throughout the Psalms, yes, he starts the majority of his Psalms out crying out to the Lord because he's in distress or he needs to repent, but that he ends his Psalms with a declaration of who God is. If we can decide how we are going to answer this question, then we can walk boldly and with courage, just like David did. We don't have to worry about troubles knocking at our door. We don't have to worry about whether we're going to get sick or not, if we're going to have the money or not. Our God is so much bigger than all of that. He is righteous, he is mighty, he is holy, he is sovereign, and he is in control. So either God is everything or he's nothing. I've been hearing this phrase from our church, from the ministry that my husband works for, churches all over the country: faith over fear. I challenge you, you cannot have that faith until you answer the question, Is God going to be everything in my life? Do I believe that He is truly everything, that He is in all, above all, and through all? You have to answer that question before you can move forward in faith. Because until you are absolutely sure of these things, until you are absolutely sure of God's character and who He is in your life, fear will always have a place to creep in. So I challenge you, use this phrase to look at your day. Use this phrase to examine your heart. Decide, choose. Is God everything or is He nothing?